ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। In Panchikaranam, on page number 443, in the Moolam, there is a discussion on what is Ajnanam. Na sat, na asat, na sadasat, na bhinnam, na bhinnam, na bhinna bhinnam. That we have already seen. Now, na niravayavam, na savayavam. That topic is going on. So, na niravayavam we already saw. Na savayavam, this is discussed on line number 7. Tarhi parinamitvadev mridadivat eshtavyam savayavam. Like clay, which is parinami, because it is parinami, it is savayava. So this also, ajnanam also is parinami, because ajnana is jagat. Therefore, ajnanam is savayavam. It should be savayavam. Iti ashankyaha na savayavam iti. This we already saw. Savayavatve karya dravyatve na mula karanatva anupavatte. If it is savayava, then it cannot be mula karana. It can be karana, but it cannot be mula karana, ultimate cause. Because if it is mula karanam, there is no other karyam to make it savayavam. मूल कारणत्व अनुपपत्तेः तत्तत् कार्य आकार परिणामस्य च मिथ्यात्वेन विवर्तत्वाद् इत्यर्थः. तत्तत् कार्य आकार परिणाम, whatever कार्याकार परिणाम is there, मिथ्यात्वेन विवर्तत्वाद्. So whatever is the karyam of that ajnanam is mithya, and therefore it's vivarta. Vivartatvad ityartha. So what is said in that line? See in Tika first, then we will try to analyze. So normally we say Jagat is parinama of ajnanam and vivarta of atma. This is how we say. That's why I said I will explain first in line number 20. Niravayavatve hetu is mula karanatvad iti. Savayavasya avayava paratantratvena anityatvat na mula karanatvam. Whatever is savayava, it is avayava paratantra. Therefore, it is anitya, it cannot be mula karanam. This we already saw yesterday, but I want to bring one point to notice. Mayantu prakritim vidyat mayinam tu maheshwaram iti shrutehe na mula karanatvam hiyata ityarthaha. Prakriti shabda refers to something which will not give up its essential nature. That is where Prakriti Shabda is used. Prakriti seti vigneya swabhavam na jahatiya. Mandukya Karika. Prakriti is that which does not give up its swabhava. So Mula Karanatva, if Maya is Prakriti, it will not give up its Mula Karanatvam. Mula Karanatvam na hiyate. Means it is not Avinashi. Savayava Vastu is Vinashi. If anything is Savayava, it will not be Avinashi. This one is not Savayava, because if it is Savayava, it will become Vinashi. But Prakriti is that which does not give up its Swabhava, its Swarupa. Okay. Then the next paragraph, line number 25. अस्तु तर्हि कार्यानुसारेण सावयवम् अव्याकृतम् is savayavam iti shankate tarhi, then let it be savayavam. So we saw that it is not savayavam. Karya dravyattvena iti hetau tritiya. Nanu karyasya savayavatve katham karanam niravayavam. If karya is savayava, how karanam is niravayavam? Paramanuvat iti chet. Like Parmanu. न अव्याकृतस्य भवद्भिर् निरवयवत्व अनभ्युपगमात् इति चेत् कार्यस्य सावयवत्वे हाउ कारण इज निरवयवम. So like Parmanu is niravayava, Karya is savayava. Iti chetna. Siddhanta is saying, Avyakritasya bhavadbhir niravayavatva anabhyupagamat. Purva Pakshi is saying this vakya. Siddhanta said no. It is not like Parmanu and Karya. Purva Pakshi said, you said it is not niravayava. Therefore it has to be savayava. Tatraha. Tattat. कार्य आकार परिणामस्य च मिथ्यात्वेन विवर्तत्वात् इत्यर्थः. So what is said is that karya, if somebody says karya is savayava, therefore karana will be savayava. So what we are saying is savayavatva in karya is mithya from Brahma standpoint. Means it is vivarta of Atma or Brahma. Therefore it is not vastavikam. Karyasya savayavatvam or karyam is not vastavikam. Therefore, karya is mithya. Therefore, this karanam also will not have savayavatvam as vastavikam. See, if you see the lakshana of ajnanam elsewhere, here it is given only this way, na sat, na asat. But like in Vedanta Sara or in Tattvabodha, etc., the lakshanam of maya or ajnanam, mula vidya, is given as anirvachaniya, anadi, jnana nivartya, bhavarupa. Bhavarupa is also given. But one more thing is given, trigunatmaka. If you say it is trigunatmika maya or trigunatmakam ajnanam, trigunas are avayava. Sattva is its avayava, raja is avayava, tama is avayava. So savayavattvam is accepted in that way. And we say karyanumeya sudhiyaiva maya. From karya you do anumanam of karanam. If karya has avayava, karana will have avayava. So that's why it is said it is mithya. It is not vastavikam. That part is now explained in Tika. Karyasyapi savayavatvena swarupe nirnite bhavediyam ashanka. Karya is savayava, that nirnay is not done yet. Siddhanta is saying. Tadeva na nirniyate. Karya is savayava, that we have not established yet. Then somebody will say, but pratiti is there, that there is something which is sattva guna karyam. For example, antakarana and jnanendriya, they are Sattva guna karya. Karmendriya and prana are rajoguna karya, and Jagat is tamo guna karya. So pratiti is there. Pratitistu swapnavat upapadyate. Pratiti is like swapna. And swapna is aropita, means mithya. Swapnasya aropa rupatvat. Then another question. Aropyasya vastavam savayavatvam kvachideshtavyam. If it is aropita, somewhere there has to be vastava rupa. Like if on Rajju I do Sarpa Aropa. So that Sarpa in Rajju is Mithya. But Sarpa elsewhere is Satyam. So if Savayavatvam is Aropitam, somewhere else there will be Savayavatvam. Aropyasya Vastavam Savayavatvam Kvachid Eshtavyam. Like Aropita Sarpa, somewhere else will be Vastava. Iti Chet. No, that is not true. पूर्व पूर्व भ्रम कल्पित सावयवत्वस्य उत्तरोत्तरोपपत्तेः न वास्तव सावयवत्व अभ्युपगम इति भावः. So this सावयवत्व is not satyam anywhere. Wherever it is aropita, भ्रम कल्पित. पूर्व पूर्व भ्रम कल्पित सावयवत्वस्य उत्तरोत्तरोपपत्तेः. पूर्व भ्रांति कल्पित सावयवत्व is superimposed later. That is superimposed later. Like our samsara. If somebody says, Purva always has this question, you say Jagat is mithya. This Jagat is mithya which is superimposed on Brahma, Chaitanya. Then somewhere else there has to be Satya Jagat. Just as in Rajju, Sarpa which is superimposed is mithya. So somewhere else there is Satya Sarpa. Like that in Chaitanya, Jagat which is superimposed is mithya. So somewhere else there has to be Satya Jagat. So we say no, it is not necessary that Satya Jagat is required to create samskara for later superimposition. Mithya Jagat can create sanskara which can continue to create new Bhranti. Then further Bhranti. That is given. Na means comma after na. Iti chet na. पूर्व पूर्व भ्रम कल्पित सावयवत्वस्य उत्तरोत्तरोपपत्तेः. पूर्व पूर्व भ्रम कल्पित सावयवत्व is uttarottara for bhranti. So here savayavatva bhranti continues. Na vastava savayavatva abhyupagama. We have never accepted vastava savayavatva. Iti bhavaha. So this tattat karya akara parinamasya cha mithyattvena vivartatvat, that line is explained in this way. But as I said, if you take sattva gun, rajogun, tamogun as three avayavas of trigunatmika mula vidya, maya, but we say yes, they are mithya. Mithya savayavatva pratiti is there. In that way, you can accept. Vastava savayavatva is not there. Same way, how is this discussion over there? No, is it dharma or swarupa? So whichever way you say, if it is swarupa, then is it bhinna or abhinna or bhinna bhinna? Again, you will have to discuss. Whichever way you define, three gunas are there. Maya cannot get rid of those gunas, right? So it is not bhinna. It is not abhinna also. They are gunas. They are called gunas. Sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna. But they are not guna as in dravya and dravyasya guna. Not like that. But they are three gunas. Daivi hiesha gunamayi mama maya. Duratya. So it is Gunamayi, not Vastava. Panchadashi, it has different stand. Which chapter? So if you say those gunas are there as Swarupa, what is indicated is there is no separate thing called Maya different from Guna. You cannot say Maya is here, three gunas are not there, then first guna came, second guna came, third guna. In that way. Pakshantaram nigada vyakhyatam. Pakshantara is what? Artha praptam ubhaya rupatvam. So if Savayava is not there, Niravayava is not there, then what about Ubhayam? Artha praptam ubhaya rupatvam virodhena pratyadishati. Pratyadishati means nirakaroti. He does nirakaranam of ubhaya rupatvam because of the virodha. Combination of Savayava and Niravaya is not possible. Okay, so we have negated Sat, Asat, Ubhaya, Bhinna, Bhinna, Ubhaya, Niravayava, Savayava, Ubhaya. Nanu लक्षण प्रमाणाभ्याम ही वस्तु सिद्धि ही तत्कथम केनापि प्रकारेण निर्वचन अनर्हम वस्तु सिद्ध्येत इति शंकते. Through lakshana and pramana vastu siddhi happens. This is a famous statement. In Tarka Sangra, I think Padakritya this is given or not given. Is there. Lakshana pramanabhyam vastu siddhi. A vastu ayam ghataha. So its siddhi requires some lakshana. Ghato asti. So we don't call this vastu as ghata. Why? Because it has some lakshana. Pruthu, budno, the akara, and then this some flat surface at the end, etc. Big stomach, small neck, whatever that lakshana is done, that is considered as lakshana of this vastu. And to know it, chakshuradi pratyaksha pramana is required. Through that we say ghato asti. Lakshana pramanabhyam vastu siddhi. If lakshana is not there, pramana is there, I don't know what I am looking for. Somebody has eyes. That person is told, go in the other room and get Devadatta. 200 people are there. He does not have lakshana for Devadatta. How will he bring Devadatta? He doesn't know who is Devadatta. So in the absence of lakshana, pramana is not enough. If lakshana is known, he doesn't have eyes or other pramana, maybe he can shout, whoever is Devadatta, come to me. Let's say 5 people show up just to tease him or confuse him. Again, he will not know. So both are required. Lakshana pramana bhyam hi vastu siddhi. So if you cannot do lakshana of ajnanam, tat katham kenapi prakarena nirvachana anarham vastu. Anarham ayogyam. That vastu which is not fit for nirvachanam, katham siddhyet, how can you do siddhi of such vastu? In the Vivarana. ननु केनापि प्रकारेण निर्वचन असंभवेपि किम तद अनिर्वचनीयत्वम. That whose lakshana you cannot do nirvachana asambhava, that is called anirvachaniya. Kim tad anirvachaniyatvam. What is that anirvachaniya vastu? Nahi lakshanam antarena lakshya adhigatirasti. Because if you don't do Lakshana, Lakshya Jnanam we will not have. Lakshyadhigatihi. Lakshasya adhigatihi. So what is our Lakshya? Ajnanam. Ajnanam is the Lakshya. Lakshanam antarena Lakshyadhigati nasti. Tatraha kintu iti. So that kintu was given in the moolam. किंतु केवल ब्रह्मात्मैकत्व ज्ञानापनोद्यम. So this much Lakshana was done. टीका. उक्त प्रकारेण निर्वचना संभवे अपि प्रकारांतरेण अस्ति निर्वचनम. Even though in these ways निर्वचनम is not possible, but prakarantarena nirvachanam is possible. Tatraha jnanapanodhyam avyakritam iti lakshanam. What is avyakritam? Jnanapanodhyam. This earlier also he gave this as the lakshana. Jnana nivartyam. Jnanena nivartyam. Jnanapanodhyam iti lakshanam. तत्तु पूर्वोक्त रीत्या निर्वचन अनर्हम इति अनिर्वचनीयम एवं. पूर्वोक्त रीत्या निर्वचन अनर्हम. पूर्वोक्त रीति मीन्स सत असद सदसद भिन्न भिन्न. In that way it is still not defined. Therefore in that way it is still anirvachaniyam. Up to this everything is okay. Now you see what he says. न च अतिव्याप्ति. Ativyapti is a dosha in Lakshana. So if you do avyakritam anirvachaniyam, in this way if you do Lakshanam, where will be Ativyapti? Possible. There are only two things, Atma and Avyakritam. So if Avyakritam Lakshanam is done, there is a possibility that there is Ativyapti in Atma, means Lakshana will go Alakshya Lakshyam, Lakshanam. Lakshana vritti, Lakshana will go in Alakshya. न च अतिव्याप्ति अनिर्वचनीयस्य आत्मनो अनपोह्यत्वात्. Now you already know Atma is not anirvachaniya. Atma is avajya. So here anirvachaniyasya atmanah. How to understand this portion? Because we have understood that Atma is not anirvachaniya. So you have to put this in this way. If Atma was anirvachaniya, then Atmanah apohyatvam would happen. Apohanam means elimination. Matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha, Bhagavan said. Apohanam means forgetfulness or nirakarana. If Atma was anirvachaniya, then there would be apohanam of Atma. But Atma is anapohya. Atmanah anapohyatvat na anirvachaniyasya ativyapti. In this way, you will have to adjust that anvaya. Somebody may say, why can't Atma be anirvachaniya? You want to say Atma is avachya. I will say Atma is anirvachaniya. What is wrong? Instead of using avachya shabda, if I use anirvachaniya shabda, so there is a problem. That's there is a problem. That's why anirvachaniya shabda is not used. What is the problem? In Advaita Vedanta, when we explain adhyasa, superimposition of one thing on the other, each darshana has something called khyati. Vedanta khyati is anirvachaniya. Anirvachaniya khyati is to explain adhyasa. What is the shloka for khyati?
आत्मख्याति सत्याति अख्याति
Khyati
ख्याति
वाच्य ख्याति रित्ये
tat khyati panchakam. आत्मख्याति रसख्याति रख्याति ख्यातिरन्यथा तथा निर्वचन ख्यातिरित्येतत् ख्याति पंचकम. So all these khyatis are to explain the nature of adhyasa. Anirvachana khyati in of Advaitins is to show Jagat is anirvachaniya. What is adhyasta is anirvachaniya. Like Rajju Sarpa you call, Shukti, Rupya you call, or Jagat, Swapna, Prapancha, etc. If you say Atma is anirvachaniya, then yad yad anirvachaniyam tat tat jnana nivartyam. Then it will go with jnanam. But Atma does not go away. If Atma goes away, Shunyatva Patti. Therefore, we cannot say Atma is anirvachaniya. Atma is avachya. So this pankti you have to put it properly. Na cha ativyaptihi. Atmanaha anapohyatvat. Na atmanaha anirvachaniyatvam. In this way, you should understand. Atma is not anirvachaniya. Therefore, there is no ativyapti. Napi avyaptihi. There is no avyapti. Why? Bhu bhudharadinam avidya karyatvena avidyatmakatvariti. Bhu bhudharadi, earth, trees, mountains, etc. They all are avidya karya. And therefore, they are avidyatmaka. When somebody says, but you can say they are Sat, so they are not Sat like Brahma. They are not Asat like Shashavishana. In this way. Same, whatever Lakshana is done, for all this it is true. And their Badha is there. Napi Asambhavaha. What is Asambhava in Lakshana?
लक्ष्यमात्रा वृत्तित्वं
Lakshamatra Vrittitvam. In Lakshya, it is not going. Lakshamatra Vritti. Lakshya itself is not included in Lakshana. So it is not happening here. Jnana jnanayor virodhena ajnanasya jnana nivartyatvo papattehe iti. Jnana ajnanayoho virodhena. Because there is virodha between jnanam and ajnanam. Ajnanasya jnana nivartyatva is there. So this ajnanam, mula jnanam, is jnana nivartyam. It happens, it is possible. Now a question is raised, what is this jnanam? Is it satyam jnanam anantam brahma, that jnanam? So it is said no. Tatra jnana shabdena antakarana vritti ruchyate. This jnanam is antakarana vritti. Now you see earlier, line number 2. Asya jnanasya sarvathokta lakshana shunyatvat atayeva nirvaktum ashakyatvat यत्किंचित शब्दवाच्यत्वेन तत्सिद्धेः आत्मनि द्वैतोत्पत्तिः सिद्धा तन्निवारणार्थम तद्हानोपायम आह केवल इति. This ajnana अस्य अज्ञानस्य सर्वथा उक्त लक्षण शून्यत्वात्. If it does no lakshana goes there, then atayvat nirvaktum ashakyatvat. You cannot do its nirvachanam. Then yatkinchit shabda vachyattvena, if some shabda you use for it, then tat siddhe, its siddhi will happen through whatever shabda, whatever lakshana you define. There will be dvaita patti, dvaitotpatti in Atma. To eliminate that, its lakshanam is done in the form of kevala, tan nivaranartham tad hanopayam aha kevala iti. So kevala brahmatmaikya jnana apanodhyam. Kevala pratika is there twice. There also it is there. At the end also again kevala is given. In line number 9 also it will come. So what is the concept here? Antakarana vritti, called Brahmakar vritti, will remove this anadi anirvachaniya ajnanam. This ajnanam, what it does, it is covering this knowledge, I am aparichinna, infinite reality. I am Ananda Swarupa. This aspect is covered. And I am constantly looking outside for some sukham, some solution. I am worried. I am in terrible situation. If you want to put Shastriya language, I have karpanya dosha. Kripanata is there. I am helpless in some or the other situation. To remove this karpanyam, the only solution is to know there is no creation. Aja. Otherwise, this karpanyam will not let me out. This is what the problem Arjuna had. He said, Bhagavan, I have karpanya dosha. Bhagavan started by saying, Atma is nitya, anatma is anitya, na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate satah. As long as I feel I am not out of this ocean of problems, I have to take support of Brahma Vidya only. There is no other solution. So Arjuna was also drowning in this. That's why Naradji said, Tarati Shokam Atmavit. This quotation has a purpose. Atmavit Atmajnani Shokam Tarati. Atmavit Eva Shokam Tarati. Nanya. One. Atmavit means the one who has Atmajnanam. Atmajnanena Shoka Nivrittihi. Means what? Shoka is mithya. Because whatever is eliminated by jnanam is mithya. So if shoka nivritti happens by atma jnanam, shoka is mithya. Shoka is coming from jagat, then jagat is mithya. This if I don't get, then I'll say, you said tarati shokam atmavid. I know all Dashopanishad. I know Prasthantraya, I know this, that, Vyakaran, Nyaya, Sankhya, everything I know. This is what Naradji had the same problem. He said, I know Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, everything he listed. Then he said, Soham Bhagava Shochami. That I am miserable right now. Sanat Kumar said, you know lot of words. You can put here, there to show that you know something. You are not Atmajnani. So Atma Jnana means I should understand Jagat is Mithya. Only then there is Shoka Nivritti. I think this came in Sankshep Shariraka or one of the Granthas. So Antakaran Vritti Jnanam, quoting lot of Shastra or teaching or ability to do other activities with that Shastra Jnanam is not necessarily the sign of Brahma Jnanam. And they can coexist, they need not coexist. Brahmagyani may have elaborate Shastra Jnanam, Brahmagyani may not have elaborate Shastra Jnanam. But for Brahmagnanam, Shastra Jnanam is the only way. So if somebody says, well, I also want to skip this Shastra Jnanam part, how he man, they people love to quote all those people who did not study Shastra in this life. And I say, "Look, see, they didn't study. This person didn't study, that person didn't study. So I am also not going to study, and I want same kind of status." So you will not get. You may get depending upon your purva prarabdha, but otherwise you don't get. The very fact that Ajnani wants to be like Jnani, but one Jnani doesn't want to be like another Jnani. He says, I am the way, I am fine. This is a sign of Jnana. Ajnani feels others should know that I am Jnani. Jnani doesn't feel others should know I am Jnani. He will sit quietly. This is the difference between Jnani and Ajnani. Jnani, Swaprakhyapanam is not there. This is what in Mandukya Karika it is given, Jadaval Lokam Acharet.
तस्मादेवं वदित्वैनं
Tasmadevam Viditvainam
अद्वैते
Advaite Yojayet Smritim Advaitam Samanuprapya Jadaval Lokam Acharet. Jadaval Lokam Acharet. So Advaite Yojayet Smritim, and then Swaprakhyapanam is not required. That others have to know how much I have studied. That defeats the whole purpose itself. Tacha na nirvishayam ityaha. Niralambana jnana ayogat yatkinchit alambana jnanasya cha sanidana samsara nirasa sadhanatva sambhavat tad uchitam vishayam darshayati brahmatmaikatva iti. Kevala jnanena, which jnanam, yatkinchit jnanam if you say, then what will happen? That is given. Niralamba jnana ayogat. If there is jnanam, which jnanam we are referring to? Antakarana vritti jnanam. If vritti jnanam is there, it has to have a vishaya. Alambana here means vritti hai vishaya. Because niralambana jnana ayogat. Yatkinchit vastu, if you take as alambanam, किंचित आलंबन ज्ञानस्य च सनिदान संसार निराश साधनत्व असंभवात्. Anything if you take as alambana jnana alambana of jnanam, it cannot remove entire samsara along with its mula karanam. Sanidana samsara nirasa sadhanatva asambhavat. Then which jnanam is required? Actually we say adhisthana jnanam is required for adhyasa nivritti. So now here what is given as adhishthanam, you see. Tad uchitam vishayam darshayati brahmatmaikatva iti. So is Brahma adhishthanam of ajnanam or brahmatmaikatva is adhishthanam of ajnanam? It is same. Brahmatma ekatva means Brahma. What is there? It's not that there are two things. One is Brahma, another is Brahmatma ekatva. Like you say, Devadatta is present, or Devadatta, whose another name is Yajnadatta, is present. There is only one person. Brahma is Adhishthanam or Brahmatma Ekatva is Adhishthanam. This question, so people think, oh, the only one of them is true. Somebody will say this, somebody will say that. In Tika. So Tachana Nirvishayam. It cannot be Nirvishayam. Antakarana Vritti Jnanam is never Nirvishayam. अस्तु तर्हि घटादि आलम्बनम एव ज्ञानम. Let's have घट ज्ञानम. घट ज्ञानम means घट ज्ञानम will do nivritti of what? No, घट ज्ञानम will do nivritti of घटावच्छिन्न अज्ञान. घट ज्ञानम will do nivritti of घटावच्छिन्न chaitanya अज्ञान. But it will not do anavachhinna chaitanya ajnana nivritti. Netyaha yat kinchit iti. In pratik it is given ya kinchit, but yat kinchit ta is needed there. Huh? Brahma vidapnoti param. Only Brahmavid knows the param, supreme. Knower of Brahma apnoti prapnoti param. Brahma Veda Brahmaiva Bhavati. Knower of Brahma is Brahma. Bhavati means Asti, not Bhavishyati. Knower of Brahma is Brahma. Vidyate Hridaya Granthihi. Tasmin Drashte Paravare. That is the main thing there. So, Tasmin Paravare Drashte Sati Hridaya Granthihi Vidyate. Hridaya Granthi is Atma, Anatma, Aviveka. Taking Atma as Anatma, Anatma as Atma. This is Hridaya Granthi. It will go away when Brahma Jnanam takes place. Ityadi Shrutibhyaha Samsara Nirasana Sadhanatvam Brahma Jnanasya Avagamyate iti Ashayana aha. Samsara Nirasana Sadhanatvam is of Brahma Jnanam. Brahma Jnanam or Brahmatma Ekatva Jnanam. So when they clarify, if you want to distinguish, let us say, person who does not know that Brahma Atma Ekatva is there, and that person thinks, I have known Brahma, which is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, and I have gained the knowledge of Brahma as some Paroksha Vastu. For that person, you have to emphasize Brahma Jnanam is not enough. Brahmatma Ekatva Jnanam is required. Is that point clear? Person who does not know this aspect, that Brahma is nothing but Atma, and he studies Taittiriya Upanishad, he says, yes, I know now Brahma. And from Brahma, Tasmadvaya Tasmad Atmana Akasha Sambodha Ityadi. If he does not know that Brahma I am, then journey is not over. Then you have to go on emphasizing this Brahma Atmatvena, Pratyagatmataya, you have to know. But every time you don't have to then go on repeating Brahma is Brahmatma Ekatva, Brahma is Brahmatma Ekatva, Brahmatma Ekatva is Brahma. Once it is understood, it is understood. Okay. Now another question. Okay, we will just introduce Jnana Karma Samuchayavadi Ashankate. There is somebody who is now Samuchayavadi. So far, Jnana Karma Samuchaya topic did not come. Samuchayavadi has come. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं पादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शांति शांति शांति।